Hi, I'm Jennifer from jenniferleads.com. Today I'm going to give you some ideas and therapy techniques that you can use to help your child with expressing themselves or speaking more clearly. Many of my clients have a difficult time thinking of the words that they want to say or coherently speaking and organizing their thoughts to get them to come out onto paper. So first I'm going to talk about how you can help your child be able to explain words or to describe objects that they can't think of, or give them tools to use when they can't think of the word that they want to say. And then secondly, I'm going to go through this same technique, but show you how it applies to writing and how your children can use this technique to help them be more specific and more clear with their thoughts when they try to put them on paper. So first, let's talk about the tool I'm going to use. And it is called the Expanding Expression Tool, and it is put out by a woman named Sarah Smith. I think her married name, though, is Sarah Peterson, is what she might go by now. But this tool was made to help children be able to express themselves or to get their thoughts out in words or their thoughts down on paper. So the first thing I want to do is go over some things that came with this expression tool. The first thing that I have taught most of your children already is this little board or this little caterpillar guy. And this is to help them think about all the things that they should explain when they're trying to describe something. So for instance, if your child were stuck on the word banana and couldn't think of the word banana, I would teach them to use these tools to help them describe it to you. So it starts with green group, blue dew. What does it look like? What is it made of? Pink parts, white where, and what else do I know? So again, green group, blue dew. What does it look like? What is it made of? Pink parts, white where, what else do I know? And again, this can be sung in a song to the tune of Skip to Maloo. So it goes green group, blue dew, what does it look like? What is it made of? Pink parts, white where, what else do I know? So we can sing that also to help your child think of the parts that they should describe. But again, we'll go back to the example of banana, and we have green group. A banana is a kind of fruit. Blue dew, what does it do, or what do you do with it? You could say you peel it, you eat it, or you use it to make banana bread or smoothies. What does it look like? Here we want the size, the shape, and the color. So a banana is long and yellow, and it's kind of in the shape of a crescent. So we've done green group, blue dew. Now, and what does it look like? Now, what is it made of, or where does it come from? So for banana, we would say it comes from an herbaceous flowering plant. Most people think that's a tree, but it's actually a plant. And then pink parts, what are the parts of a banana? It has a stem, it has the peel, it has the fruit that we eat inside, and those little black tiny dots in there are seeds. And then we go down to white where might you find a banana? I would say again on an herbaceous flowering plant. I also might say like which regions bananas grow in. So if it were tropical or subtropical, or what kind of climate they usually grow in. And then white where, what else do I know about bananas? Bananas have potassium, and some doctors might tell you to eat more bananas when you have muscle spasms or something like that. So we find out a fun fact about the item we're describing. So again, if your child gets stuck, help them go through these steps, and again, singing the song can help. And going green group, blue dew, what does it look like? Where does it come from? Pink parts, white where, what else do I know? That is our tool to help them describe something when they can't think of the word. Now we can use this to go a step further with our older students, and we can use this to help organize their writing and their written expression. So in your child's binder, if they come and see me, they have this sheet, and this again is put out by Sarah Peterson, the person who designed the Expanding Expression tool, and it goes through and just gives an example of what she would write for each of the little sections on the caterpillar, and then it shows how to form that into an actual paragraph. So if we fill out an outline and we start thinking about all of these parts, then that's going to help your child organize their thoughts and be able to put them into a paragraph. So in your child's binder, they might have one of these that is blank, and this is what we use here with me in therapy to help your child think about what they know and what we might add or put some extra details into a paragraph. So if not, I will attach this in the description section of this video so that you can have access to one of these. So for instance, if we were going to describe a bee, we might start right up here and write down the things that we do know. So I know that a bee is in the group of insects. So a bee is a kind of insect. Next, I would go to blue do. What does a bee do, or what do you do with a bee? Some of the things that I think about right off the top of my head are that a bee flies. It makes a buzzing sound. It collects nectar. It makes honey, and it can sting. And I keep moving on. What does it look like? So a bee looks like a small insect. I would say about how long it is on a ruler, or describe about how big it is, maybe like about as long as a quarter or something like that. And the size, the shape, what shape is it in? It's kind of like two little balls and then a longer shaped abdomen part, which we might say is like a cylinder. And then we would say the colors of a bee. So it's yellow, black, sometimes they're yellow and black striped or yellow and brown striped. And they have some yellow, brown, and black on them. So we've talked about what does it look like, and then we talk about what is it made of, or where does it come from. And a bee comes from a queen bee. I think she lays an egg, and then another bee fertilizes that egg. So we would talk about that. And the parts of a bee. So all insects have 3 different parts of their body, and they all have 6 legs. So we know that it has 3 parts, which are the head, the thorax, and the abdomen, and then 6 legs. Bees also have the stinger. They have 2 wings, and they have these big complex eyes. So we can talk about all of those things in the bee. An antenna, we might say. So we look and see what all the different parts of the bee are. And then we would say the white where. So where might we find a bee? We would find a bee maybe around a flower, or in a garden, at a beehive, around sticky things, around trash cans. And we talk about all of the places that we might see bees. Next, we say, what else do we know? So what's a fun fact about bees that not everyone might know? So I might say how fast a bee flies, or I might give a fact about how often a bee can sting, or if a bee can sting more than once, or which bees are the bees that sting. So I might give all different little fun facts here about what I know about bees. Then I look at this and I think about which parts aren't full enough, or what don't I have enough information. And then for those things, I can look it up in a book, or I can look on the internet to fill in those blanks. So your children, if they come see me, also have this checklist. And what you need to decide as a parent, if you're going to have them work on writing first, is do you want them to write a 1-paragraph, pretty simple paragraph that doesn't really go into a lot of detail or have a lot of extra information? Or do you want them to write a 5-paragraph essay that would have an introduction and then 3 body parts and then the conclusion? So for our younger kids, usually we just want to do the paragraph and keep it pretty simple to start. And that's usually the 1st, 2nd, and some of 3rd grade. And then for our 3rd graders and up, we want to start using the 5-paragraph essay where they would have the introduction, the body, and then the conclusion. So if you're having your child use this tool to write, we have this checklist. And the first thing, we read what I'm supposed to do. So you would tell your child what to do. So write 1 paragraph about a bee, or write a 1-paragraph descriptive paragraph about a bee, or write a 5-paragraph essay that describes bees. So you would write that and tell them what they're going to do. Then you're going to have them fill out their outline with all of the information that they already know about the topic you've given them. And then on the fourth step, we're going to find information. So we're going to look at this chart and find out where we're missing information or where we didn't have the information or we didn't know it. And we're going to look that up in a book or on the internet. And then finally, we're going to start writing the sloppy copy. And in the sloppy copy, if it is just one paragraph, we just want one simple introductory sentence that is going to clue the reader in and tell the reader what group the item your child is describing belongs to. And then from there, we would do the body and then a one sentence conclusion that kind of wraps up what your child has said and restates the group that the object is in. If your child is writing a 5-paragraph essay, our first paragraph will be the introduction paragraph or the beginning. And in that paragraph, they'll write the group, what group the object belongs to, and then they'll have some sort of attention grabber or some fact, probably from the what else do you know section of their outline, to include to make people want to read more about their topic. And then in the body, they're going to include the blue do, the what does it look like, the where does it come from, the pink parts, and the white where. And then for their last and final paragraph, they're going to write their conclusion using the what else do I know, and they're going to wrap it up and restate what they have written about and maybe include another interesting fact about the topic they are describing. So that will help drive your student. This outline, it pretty much just lays itself out in the correct order. So when Sarah Peterson wrote this, she said an apple is a kind of fruit. There's the green group. Then she said you can eat an apple and use it to make apple pie. So there's the blue do. She said an apple looks round and it comes in 3 colors like red, yellow, and green. There's the what does it look like. And then we have the where does it come from or what is it made of. And an apple comes from a tree. So she wrote an apple comes from a tree. And then we have the pink parts. And for the pink parts, it has many parts like the core, stem, skin, and seeds. And then the white where. Apples may be found on a tree and in the grocery store. And the last one, what else do you know? An apple is healthy to eat, and some people believe that eating an apple a day will keep the doctor away. An apple is a kind of fruit. So again, that's just a very simple 1-paragraph description. You can use this paper to make it more detailed, or you can use this to just write the paragraph as well. As your child writes this outline, help them notice the parts that they're missing, especially if you're writing a 5-paragraph essay, and help them fill in some details from the internet or from a book that you have. All of these things I will include as links in the description section of this video, so you can have access to those and use those at home. I'll also give you a list of some words that you might use to have your child describe if you're drawing a blank, but really you can have them describe anything around your house, any object or anything that they can see, and then they can use this strategy to efficiently describe that and teach them that this is what they do when they can't think of the word or when they're trying to describe something to someone. And then again, you can take it a step further and use it for writing and writing paragraphs or writing an entire 5-paragraph essay. Thanks for joining me today, and I will see you again soon.